You're listening to the Journey Podcast. Can we achieve true well-being by nurturing our mind, body, and spirit? Today's episode explores the holistic journey of healing and transformation that encompasses all aspects of our being. Hi, I'm Petra Brunbauer, and with decades of experience with sadness, pain, anxiety, and stress, I finally figured out how to leave all that behind. And this podcast shows you how to break free permanently so you can reclaim your sanity and find the self-esteem and energy to go after the life you desire. With real talk about mental health, holistic healing, and the tough journey of coming out the other end. This is the Journey Podcast. Welcome to today's episode. Today is part of Mental Illness Awareness Week in the US, and this is a special bonus episode. In this episode, we delve into the holistic approach of healing that encompasses the mind, body, and spirit. Our guest sheds light on this integrative method, emphasizing how addressing these aspects can collectively contribute to healing and well-being. Through insightful perspectives, we explore practices and strategies for nurturing each dimension, mind, body, and spirit. This comprehensive approach to healing allows for a balanced and harmonious alignment, fostering a sense of wholeness and promoting enhanced health and vitality. As a professional holistic healer and spiritual teacher, Daxa Chauhan's life's work is dedicated to helping individuals achieve emotional, physical, and spiritual healing. She has faced many challenges and was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and depression years ago. However, she discovered her path to healing through mindfulness and energy healing practices. As a transformational life coach, Reiki Master Teacher, Hypnotherapist, and Past Life Regressionist, she utilizes her extensive knowledge and experience to assist others on their unique healing journeys. In her practice, Daxa prioritizes building meaningful connections with her clients and creating a safe, supportive space for them to heal. With nearly 15 years of experience helping clients worldwide tap into their inner strength and find more profound balance and fulfillment, she ensures that all her teachings aid in healing and contribute to personal growth and development. Through her workshops such as Transform Your Life and Manifest Your Dreams and Reiki, she has touched the lives of many individuals across the globe. She is also grateful for the opportunities to be a guest speaker at various events, including television, radio, universities, hospitals, and corporate settings, and to have been the former director of the Canadian Reiki Association. Let's meet Daxa Chauhan. Hi, Daxa. It's so great to have you on the podcast today. I've been looking forward to getting to chat with you because healing mind, body, and spirit is such an interesting topic for holistic healing. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure to have you here today because I really love diving into this topic. So do you want to maybe share a little bit about yourself and your own story?
Yes. First of all, thank you very much for having me here today. I really do appreciate it. And I'm grateful and blessed to be here. So a little bit about my journey. It was a long journey, but I'll try to, summarize it as much as I can. So I come from accounting background and I've always been in corporate. And several years ago, probably over 15 years ago now, I fell sick with fibromyalgia, which led to depression. And I just went right downhill with just everything I did. I tried so hard to get well. I traveled to places. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and depression. There was nothing really anyone could do. And everything was just falling apart. So this is where I tried the medication and it did help me. We have to go on these meds sometimes just to bridge the gap. But then I fell into the holistic healing. And the pain that I was going through just took me away from who I was. I was always a very vibrant person, a happy person, but the pain was real. And with fibromyalgia, I don't know, those of you who know what fibromyalgia is, you can't really see it. It's not like a broken bone or you're in a sling or anything like that. It is internal pain. It's muscle pain. It's joint pain, and it's deep pain. So you look absolutely fine, but you don't know when it's going to hit you. And the only way I can describe it, it's like being hit by a truck. And you could be just perfectly, just watching television and something just hits you. And then with that followed the depression because I could not cope with the pain. But the pain was mental, emotional, physical, and each day it was getting worse. So that's where my journey actually started, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And it sounds like you spent a lot of time trying to find your own path to healing and ways that could actually help you feel better. And eventually, I know that you stumbled across alternative therapies that you started incorporating. So, do you want to maybe explain to us a little bit about the mind, body, spirit concept and how that differs from how your journey started and what you ended up discovering along that path?
Yes. And, stumbled is exactly the right word, I would say, because I tried everything the other way. And then somebody mentioned to me about energy work. And I was like, what is that? I have no idea. But I just blindly went into it. I didn't understand it, but it helped. And anything that helped me, I was going to go deeper into it. And that's when I started going deeper and deeper into the energy work and mindfulness and meditation and hypnosis and law of attraction and all the other things. And I was seeing benefits. And I thought, all these years I've been trying to heal myself and it wasn't happening. There was obviously something missing. And that part, I have to say, was the mindfulness and the spirit come into alignment. So it was mind, body, and spirit. I did everything, physically and did the therapy work and the medication and all of those things, but there was still something missing. And it's only when I got into the energy work and the mindfulness and the meditation and all the other things like hypnosis that I realized that this was the missing component. And once that started falling in place, everything came together and I became one and I started healing.
Yeah. So it sounds to me almost like you need to have a bit of trust when you are exploring outside sort of the conventional methods, because I myself am also a bit of a skeptic when I hear some of the approaches. But like you, I discovered a lot of them and they benefited me and they made me feel good. And that was, I think, one of the indicators is how you end up feeling when you're practicing these and when you're utilizing these approaches. How does your body feel? How does your mind feel? How do you feel as a whole? And whether that turns positive or negative to give you an indication of whether to continue with it or not. Now, which of these therapies or modalities did you first end up discovering? What was your first discovery?
I started with the energy work with Reiki, and that was helping relieve some of the pain. And somehow it was going so deep that the emotional pain that I was still holding on to, that was being released. And with that came the relaxation. My body was able to relax and release the stress. I was always in tension. Even with the medication and everything I was doing, my body was always so tense because of the pain. So, with the chronic pain and with the headaches and everything I was going, bit by bit by bit, that was starting to almost like dissolve out of my body. It's like somebody was actually pulling it out. And I was able to get better sleep. So I was feeling a lot more relaxed. And during the sessions, even, I felt this deep relaxation, deeper than even massage. Even though I love massage, I just went for a massage the other day, but it was going into the energy field and releasing and relaxing all the tension in the emotional body, and which I'd never heard of or never felt before. So I was feeling like it was a long-term healing as well as the body was becoming into alignment. So I was feeling less stressed. I was feeling generally more relaxed, and my body started to heal over time as well. With that came the anxiety and the depression was starting to heal as well. I was able to breathe deeply. I was able to breathe calmly and relax through it. So all these other benefits were coming into alignment as well. So that was the first thing that I did.
Mm-hmm. I love how you were saying that they were coming into alignment, because I think that is very often such an important part of the healing journey that gets missed, is that alignment. We try to really patch things up, put a band-aid on it, take a pill or something to fix it. But that alignment is not really happening on the deeper level. It's not happening on the mental and emotional level or on the spiritual level, as you said. And so we miss a huge chunk of that healing journey that's just simply not there. So when you started with the energy work, did that lead you somewhere else as well? What did you discover next? I'm really curious.
It was like an onion being peeled. There was layer
Yeah.
after layer, and there was so much I was learning in this world that I'd never heard of. I'd never heard, what is energy healing? What is Reiki? What is hypnosis? And so then I started going for hypnosis. I mean, I learned Reiki first so I could give myself Reiki. Just by placing hands on myself, I could ease the pain. So my hands had the ability to heal myself. And that was just incredible to me. I was like, what is this? And because it was working, I was going to go deeper and deeper. So I became a Reiki practitioner, a Reiki master, and I was healing myself. And then I went into hypnosis because I tried hypnosis on myself and I couldn't believe it, that a lot of the stuff was from past emotional pain that I'd been holding on to from childhood that needed to be released. And even though all the therapy in the world, all the pills in the world wasn't getting to it, because it was all to do with the subconscious mind. And as we know, the subconscious mind rules us 95% of the time. So having hypnosis and clearing all those blockages, it's almost like hypnosis is almost like everything is filed away in your brain and locked away, and the key's been thrown out. So what hypnosis does is it goes into those filing cabinets. It reprograms everything with positive suggestions. And then you're able to act positively. You're able to disconnect with those emotions, whether they be traumas through your life, whether they be emotions, whether they be childhood traumas, it doesn't matter. But we're releasing all those subconscious thoughts and reprogramming it. Think of a computer. When you reprogram your computer, it's going to give you other results. So it's the same with hypnosis. So the hypnosis really helped me move forward. I learned hypnosis so I could help my clients as well. So basically, as I was going through on my journey, everything that helped me, I then became a practitioner in that so I could help other people.
Yeah, I love that this comes from a place of you experiencing this and then understanding it so deeply and wanting to help pass on that healing that you have discovered. It's an amazing thing that you do. And do you find, so you were talking about hypnosis, kind of getting into the subconscious and really going through those filing cabinets, the effects for you, did they extend beyond the subconscious? Did you have physical changes as well that you experienced, physical healing that came from all of that?
Oh, yes, 100%. Because when we release things from our subconscious mind, then we have to heal physically as well. Because, yes, I had fibromyalgia, but a lot of it was from stress and anxiety, years and years of accumulation of stress and anxiety. Because let's face it, that pain has to go somewhere. When you go to the doctors sometimes and you're like, oh, I've got this headache, I don't know what it is. They do all the tests, then they put it down to stress. Well, what's behind that stress is emotions. So if we don't, and we have to face our emotions, we can't just bury them. So when we face those emotions and we do something about it, we release those emotions with mind, body, and spirit, then we're going to heal. Each one works together. You can't just do the spiritual work and the alignment without physically doing work or mentally doing the work, meaning mindfulness, meditation, or seeing a therapist. Everything comes hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. And the alignment idea of that. I love that. And I think, I'm not quite sure who told me that. I think it might have been one of our podcast guests who told me that actually over 90% of kind of the underlying causes of most diseases out there is stress. So if we let that sink in for a moment, that people who are experiencing disease or illness, over 90% of that comes from stress or chronic stress. If we were to start these measures earlier on, if we were to incorporate some of the things that you discovered earlier on, I have the feeling that we could drastically lower that number across the planet and really put people into a state of better alignment and better health before they get to that point where they start experiencing all of these symptoms that are connected to the stress and the disease that they're feeling. So, yeah, you make such an important point there.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can deal with the stress soon as it comes up rather than suppressing it, we'd be so much further ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, it's not something that we're taught really to look at or to look out for. I mean, even in school, we don't get taught about stress. And sometimes in the workplace, we get talked about like burnout and things like that. But generally, even in most workplaces, it's not something that gets taught to people. So it really is up to the individual to discover these things and find what works for them. Now, I'm curious because you mentioned energy work, Reiki, you talked about hypnosis. Do you find that it's important that people address these things from sort of a multitude of approaches and find out what works for them?
Yeah, because I think there's a lot out there for people. There's energy, there's past life, there's hypnosis, there's distant healing. So it's really why I wear many hats, Petra, is everybody is an individual. So I learned many tools because I figured I needed help in all areas. I needed the hypnosis to go into my filing cabinet and but to disconnect from the emotion of those memories because they were controlling me 95% of my life right now consciously, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? So I needed that. I needed the Reiki healing. I needed to learn Reiki. I needed to go into my past life. So I wear many hats because everybody is an individual. Not everybody would need hypnosis, maybe 1 or 2 healing sessions, and they're fine distantly. So, yes, it's about exploring, discovering, figuring out what fits your needs. Somebody may not need energy work, they may just need hypnosis.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point.
We can't put everybody into one basket and say this is what everybody needs because it doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah. And how do you know where to start looking? I mean, where did you start looking when you first decided that you needed a different approach? You wanted to address your health concerns differently. How do you know where to start looking? What do you start looking for?
So for me, the biggest thing was when I surrendered, and we know what that means. It's like 100% surrendering because you've hit rock bottom, that you've surrendered to source, to the universe. And it's amazing how things started opening up to me. A girlfriend just mentioned, energy work and Reiki. And it's like, okay, I'll try it. I'm desperate. And I tried it. And then things just, because I was open, things started falling in my lap. I wasn't desperate to find out, like, why is this happening to me? I let go of the why because the why was holding me back moving forward. There was no answer to the why. It was just, what can I do to move forward? I let go of the control. And so once I got into the energy work and I realized, well, what is this hypnosis? What is this mindfulness that I'm actually controlling my own life? My destiny is in my own hands. That I started exploring and going deeper and deeper and deeper. And before I knew it, I actually found this whole new world that was just right on my fingertips.
Yeah, it sounds lovely. And I'm so glad that you found all of these things to incorporate into your own healing journey. And I have to say that I find it's much easier now also because we can do a lot of these things online and we can help practitioners, we can help clients that come online, which makes it so much more accessible, all of these approaches as well. And how well does energy work and hypnosis work online? I guess let's hear something on that.
I think it works brilliantly, honestly. Like people are like, oh my God, are you sure? Are you sure? But I've got clients from in Abu Dhabi, from Europe to LA, all over the world. And it's energy. Right. So when we talk about the energy work, it's energy. And I also do not just Reiki, but I'm a Holy Fire Reiki Master, a Karuna Master. And then after 15 years or so, you make it your own energy, how you're doing this. So I have clients from around the world where just by seeing them on Zoom, and there are clients that can't even come onto the screen because they have so much anxiety that I don't even need to see them. and I'll be able to do the healing on them. And just in one session, they feel such a difference. So that's the energy work. And with hypnosis, I'm not doing any energy work. I'm just talking to your subconscious mind. So I put you into a trance. And just by talking to your subconscious mind, I'm releasing all that emotional pain, or it could be anything. It could be traumas that you've had, and it could be simple things as not simple, but basic things where people want to come because they want to quit smoking or something. But most of my work is to do with traumas and moving you forward. And it's almost like when they've gone through this distant healing, whether it be past life, hypnosis, energy work, they're reborn, and they're reborn to who they were born to be. There's two lives, I feel. One is when you're actually born the first time, and the second time when you're really born into who you are. And the only way to explain it is you come home. And there's nothing nicer than that feeling where you're not searching anymore. You're not looking for those materialistic things or vacations to fill that void, because you just come home and you're happy wherever you are. You don't need to go on vacation. I mean, it's always nice, but you don't need all those materialistic things. You buy it for a different reason. You go on vacation for a different reason. It's not to feel that emptiness that you're always searching for. And many people, unfortunately, will go to their grave and not come home. But when you come into this magical world that's just out there, energy work, hypnosis, whatever it is, and you find yourself, that is the biggest gift you can give yourself.
Yeah, that sounds like such an amazing feeling, and something that everybody should have the right to experience in their lifetime, to come to that kind of alignment. And like you said, to come home and heal and to be happy and free. So, yeah. And I'm curious, there might be a lot of people that have suffered from illness, disease, or even chronic pain, like you were just telling us. And like you, they might be hitting rock bottom and they might be saying, I give up. I don't know what else to try. There's nothing that has helped me. So when you work with clients, do you usually find something where you can start working with someone and you find something that you can work with them on?
Yeah, so most of my clients that come to me are those clients. I give up. I can't do this anymore. Rock bottom. And usually I like to do a free consultation and just speak to them first. And then very quickly, just by starting the energy work distantly and then going into hypnosis, finding more about them, getting to the core. And not therapy where they're talking about it in great detail. I just want to know the key points and let's move you forward. As a life coach, that's what we do. And really bringing on, again, that word alignment, mind, body, and spirit, because that's the three things that I work with. I'm working with the mind with hypnosis. I'm working with your body as well. And then the spiritual side as well. And very quickly, they're able to cope with life. It doesn't matter what comes your way. And that's what life is about. It's about coping, coming to terms with everything. And really, when things aren't working out, even when I do the stress coaching, when things aren't working out, not blaming other people, going within yourself. Because when we change our energy, when we change our outlook in life, you'll be amazed how the world looks so much more different.
So that gives hope, I think, to listeners that even if they are feeling like there just isn't anything left to try, that they should take that one step and maybe contact you and see if there's something else that can be done. And by the sounds of it, it does sound like you will find something for them. So, yeah. Now you have a range of really amazing programs, services, and even products. So do you want to go over some of the things that you offer so that listeners can get an idea of how they could work with you?
Yeah. So as far as the services go, I always start with the energy work, whether it be Reiki, Karuna Reiki, Holy Fire Reiki. And I teach these things, by the way, as well. When you learn it, your life changes because you then have the ability to place your hands on yourself and do the healing. So I will start with the energy work. And sometimes you don't need any more than that. But then you may need hypnosis, and that's directly talking And hypnotherapy basically interacts directly with your inner consciousness. So it's going to bring you to a lot of peace when we let go of those past traumas. So we may do hypnosis, distant healing, obviously, unless you're in the area that I live. Distant healing, as I explained, is very, very powerful. Now, sometimes, a client may need past life regression, where I take you through hypnosis online into your past life. And really, what happens in past life is we're exploring your past life to figure out what's happening in this life that may have been connected into your past life. We may need to do forgiveness and love and letting go of that past life, and that brings peace into your life. So we start with these programs, but generally speaking, it's a healing I start with, and then we go into hypnosis if necessary. And I also do coaching as well, combined with it. So sometimes I may give you homework and coaching as to how to help you move forward. So as I said, I wear many hats because each person is an individual, and they may need law of attraction or mindfulness or EFT, which is tapping into the meridians. So I teach you that. So my goal is to make you independent as quickly as possible, because I've been there. I know what it's like, and it's not to become dependent on anyone.
That's a great point, actually. We always think of it's not profitable for people to not keep treating you, but the point is to give people healing, to send them away with tools so that you actually don't need to see them again. Then you have succeeded. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
As much as I like to see my clients all the time, I still, my goal is to make you independent, where you can go and live your life to the fullest. That's all I want. So I did create a digital core course called Transform Your Life and Manifest Your Dreams. And it is a digital course. And so on this, I have put on basically everything that I did to beat my depression, my fibromyalgia, and to get to where I am today. And it teaches you how to be mindful, how to live in the present moment. Most people don't even know how to live in the present moment. In their head, they're either thinking of the past or in the future. How to let go of those thoughts, the ego. And everybody has ego. I don't mean it in a bad way. How to think positively and be happy, how to become that person, what you need to do to become happy, understanding, the power of the universe and being grateful. Just being grateful is also mindfulness. How to enhance your relationships and improve your health. There's so much in this, the law of attraction, EFT, letting go of anger that we've held on for so many years, and how to silence the mind. So all this is on my digital workshop called Transform Your Life and Manifest Your Dreams. But I also have guided meditations. A lot of my clients have struggled to meditate. So I professionally recorded these meditations where it is to bring stillness into your mind. And there's probably about 7 tracks on each MP3. So with that, how to release stress and anxiety, or how to have a better night's sleep. And those of you who are into angels and guides, there's stuff on that too, where you can meditate with that too. So there's meditations on stillness, there's short ones, there's long meditations. So I've also created those, an MP3 on each one, so clients can use them as well. So again, incorporating everything together.
And you have some products as well, right? Some
Oh,
physical
yes,
products. Yeah.
we have
Let's
some
hear about
products
those.
too. So, when I got into all this work, it's amazing how the world opens up. Our mind is still and calm. Ideas come to us effortlessly when we let go of the anger and we've forgiven and we realize, life is too short. When we go through these crises, you realize how short life is, and you just want to be a good person and really work on yourself. This is when ideas come to you. So ideas started coming to me, and we created something called Reiki Mist, and then Sage Mist, and Night Mist to help you sleep. Sage Mist is to clear the energy in your room. Reiki Mist is to clear the energy within yourself. But then we grew with that. We came out with Chakra Mist and so many other products, and we sell these in North America and have been very successful with them. I feel very grateful, very blessed to have these products. It's something that I never dreamed that I would have. And these are easy to purchase in Whole Foods, or you could buy them directly online on my website, thepowerofhealing.ca.
Amazing. I'm so glad that you sell them. You said worldwide, right? So even here in Europe, we can get some of your products.
Yeah, I have people in Europe that I don't know how they get to our products, but yes, they are worldwide and we ship them out everywhere.
Amazing. Yeah, that sounds so wonderful what you're offering, and this very individualistic approach that you take with your clients, just meeting them where they're at and finding out what they need, and then, helping them move forward through their own healing journey. It's just wonderful. And we will be linking to all of Daxa's offerings in the show notes as well. So be sure to check there on how you can connect with her for her programs, her services, and also how you can buy her products. We'll link to that as well. Well, this has been another incredible episode, and I really hope our listeners have enjoyed this journey into healing mind, body, and spirit as much as I have. It has been fantastic chatting with you on the podcast today, Daxa. Thank you so much for your time and all this wisdom that you have brought today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And once again, if anyone wants to reach out for a consultation, feel free to go through my website, call me at 416-970-1965 or text me. I'm here for you. And don't give up. There's so much out there.
Yeah, what a message of hope. Thank you so much for that. And for our listeners, that number is in Canada, if you're wondering. So be sure that you're dialing 1 or 001 if you're calling internationally. And we'll link to that number in the show notes as well. Thank you so much, Daxa, and take really great care of yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen in. If you enjoy the Journey podcast, please support us by subscribing, sharing on social media, and leaving us a review. We appreciate you. And you can find more of The Journey on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and our website, thejourney.com. Sending you love and courage, and see you next time.